Hi guys, it's Erin Evans from Firesoft People here. I am today looking at a number of ways to add value back to the circumstance of what's going on right now. There's a lot of uncertainty happening, there's a lot of unknown, and what I as a leader have been doing in leadership lockdown for the past couple of weeks is trying to figure out where to from here. What can I do to innovate? What can I do to lead? What kind of leader do I need to be? So what I wanted to do was actually kind of collate all the information that I've gathered over the past 2 weeks by connecting with the entrepreneurial community, connecting with the leadership community in the technology sphere, connecting with obviously peer level in the recruitment domain, whether it be technology or not, and certainly with the team here as well and globally. What's happening, temperature readings, what exactly are we all feeling, and the overarching feelings have been uncertainty, anxiety, and quite this strange sort of dazed operation of, I know I have a lot of things I need to do, I just don't know what to do and I don't know where to from here. In Australia right now, we are not, on lockdown. We are on a rotating schedule in the office here. We have people working from home. We have a global team. We are very lucky that we've been digitally enabled for quite some time. However, it is part of our responsibility as a collective to flatten the curve. And so, three things that I'm focusing on through all of these videos are the three kind of, generally accepted things in this current situation and current climate. The first thing, of course, is we all have a responsibility as a collective to flatten the curve. With that, of course, companies are taking the reins, working from home, working right now feverishly to try and work from home and enable some sort of a digital component, and otherwise figuring out the social distancing thing. How does that all work? The second thing, definitely important, is we are in the midst of a challenge. There's no question about that. Challenge provides opportunity, and if you're looking at this properly and if you're looking at it with a growth mindset and a lens of opportunity, you will find it. The third thing, of course, is this is today, this is our reality right now. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be next month, could be next 6 months, could be 12. We don't know, but what we do know is that it's not forever. And what does that reality look like on the other side of this? So the thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit about today, particularly focusing on leadership, is as a leader right now, who do we need to be? Who do we need to embody? And I spent a lot of time thinking about this. I'm trying to figure out, I need to have all the answers. I need to know the future. I need my crystal ball to be working really, really well right now. The truth of the matter is that is a highly stressful bar to set for ourselves as leaders, and really we don't know. What we do know though is, what are the financials of our business? What are the P&L, assets and liabilities? What is the actual operating cost of this business? How long can we go if we were looking at an as-if scenario, as if this continued for the next 12 months, and let's assume we had no money coming, not $1 coming through the door. What is the status quo, and how can we maintain operations, and how long can we maintain operations? And then finally, people. We really need to talk to our people right now. Our people are everything for our businesses. Our people are what make the lights stay on, the wheels go around, the actual operations of what we do on a daily basis. They are the most important thing right now. We need to provide security. We need to provide as much clarity. Our communication has to be skyrocketed right now in terms of how clearly we're communicating, how confidently we're communicating, and with what action are we communicating. Those are really, really important. Because it's all good and well to say, hey, look, this is all happening right now. Great, we're gonna keep going. But what is it that we need to be doing right now to adapt? We are adaptable, we're human. But what we need to be doing as a business and employees and team members and global and whomever is, whether it be contractors or people that you work with, how are you all gonna make it work given the new reality that we're in? So it's been some really interesting discussions, particularly around the leadership community, whether it be entrepreneurial or definitely higher level leadership in IT organizations all around Australia that we partner with. And everybody's kind of saying the same thing. I don't know the answers. I don't have the answers. I don't know what this looks like next week, next month. So I think what we've all identified is that if we are prepared for worst case scenario, we're going to be feeling a lot better. If we prepare our staff for worst case scenario, we're going to sleep a lot better. they're gonna sleep a lot better. There's clarity, there's direction, there's focus. So I think once all the kind of noise has settled down, once all the confusion of making this huge tech transformation across from being in person, being face-to-face, into a pretty much majorly digital workforce, what does that actually look like? And how are we communicating to our employees? The key things for me around communication are, what are the expectations? What is it that we need for them to show up as, whether that what they're doing, how they're behaving, how they're acting, what is it that we need to see from them in this new version of reality? The second thing is, what comes next? And not just what comes next from my business perspective, but what comes next for each individual. Are those career progression pathways still gonna happen? Are those bonuses and raises still gonna be given? Is this gonna impact my ability to feed my family next 6 months, 12 months? Am I not gonna be able to take time off? All the things that as a team member of an organization are running through their heads. These things are clouding perception, they're holding a lot of stress, they have a lot of unknowns. The more that we can clear that air and clear that up for them, even if it is, here's scenario A, here's scenario B, here's scenario C, there's clarity there. And at least they know what they need to do to hit the mark to ensure that their job stays secure. So important. The final thing is, rally, get together. There may be circumstances where previous jobs actually are null and void. For example, front-facing staff at a travel agency right now, they're in the shops, that's not gonna happen anymore. What can those front-facing staffs who were in the shops, in the bricks and mortar stores, who, maybe they're closing shops, what can they do now to add value to the business? How can we leverage people's strengths to maybe reprioritize or reorganize them in the business to ensure that the lights stay on and things continue to happen? Thinking about status quo right now, these people's strengths, how will they impact later when the lights go back on, everyone presses the big go button and we are off and running again? Where do these people right now build stuff that will then later impact the business? How can they impact the relationships that we're having with our clients and our, different elements of our business? So clients and customers, of course, are the kind of core focus here. But outside of that, what other services? Can we develop a new line of service, a new stream of income that might not have existed? And there's the opportunity in that challenge as well. Can we put people onto new projects internally? How can we utilize our people first? As a leader, we're forgetting sometimes when we get caught up in this hysteria how hard it is to not only find the right people, to onboard those people, to train them. They have a ton of IP that's relevant to the business. And it's one thing to say, hey, they're a line item in the P&L, but really, what is that weight? Yes, the weight of their salary, that's important. And yes, if you cannot afford that long term, that's something to address right up front. But the weight of their base salary plus a super plus maybe any other commissions or any other things that are not a guarantee, what are the underlying things that hold that weight? What will happen if that person is no longer in the business? What could you do to retain that person so that when the lights go back on, the big button goes and people are kind of rushing back up on that on-ramp, how are you going to be prepared to handle business as usual, which could actually be potentially even more profitable than the pre-coronavirus situation, depending on how we innovate and how we change the landscape of the Australian economy, but of course the global economy as well. This matrix of people needs to maybe be shuffled and changed during this period of time. There will definitely be people in your business that either are underperforming, not aligned with the purpose of the vision, aren't on board, aren't pointed in the same direction. Those people we need to communicate with now. We need to discuss where they're not hitting the mark and how we can pivot to ensure that they align. This is an opportunity as a leader. Communicate clearly. Get your finances together. Get clear on the strengths of your people. Identify who's not working, who's not pointed in the same direction, and get everybody focused on the right direction. Understand where the expectation is, where underperformers are going, bring them up or get them out. This is the time to do that. The clarity, the confidence, and certainly the communication and the frequency here is key. If we are in a digital landscape, I've done another video on humanizing the digital landscape, this is the time to over communicate. If there were any time to do that, it's now. Read, grow yourself as a leader, understand your strengths as a leader, go do a DISC analysis, go do a psychometric anything that will give you an insight into where your blind spots are as a leader. This is opportunity for us as a leader as well. Figure out, get really truthful with yourself. Where are you excelling right now, and where do you need to do some work? Understand that this right now is the pressure cooker that will define leadership moving forward. Looking forward to seeing what this looks like on the other side. We are here in the meantime. Take care.